Hi, it's John, and I want to take a second look at number 55 because, as it usually works out, I did a kind of loop recur solution, which wasn't too bad, but I looked at some other solutions and there were two that stood out as way better than what I did, and I would like to look at those now. The first uses the group by function. So let's copy and paste in some data and try this out. Okay, so we say function takes in a sequence and we define it here. Okay, so what you can do with group by is call group by, and then you first give it a function which to group by, and here we're going to use the identity function. So when we call this, now we get a map that groups things by the function that we called, which is identity. So we sort of already almost have the answer, we just need to flatten it. So we can quickly convert this to what we want by threading that here. And then what we want to do is, let's just take the first one of those to work with to figure out what we're going to do. So we're down to one. We basically have one and then 4 ones. So what we want to do is we want to make a function which takes in this thing, this sequence, and then it returns a map where the key is the first thing here and the value is the count of the second thing. Let's try that out. So it should reduce down to 1, 4. Let's see. We made the function. Now let's call the function. Try again. Okay, so that reduces down to map with the key 1 and then value of 4. So now that we have that, we can get rid of first and then turn that into map instead. And try again. And there we see we got the answer now. So that group by function did all the hard work for us. Okay, and then there's another really elegant solution I saw using merge with. And merge with is interesting. It takes any number of maps and merges them together. So we call merge with and 2 maps. It's going to merge these maps together. So we could say, for example, we have 1 and 1 and then 1 and 2. But we need to supply a function to resolve conflicts, right? Because here we say we have when we try to merge these maps together, we have a duplicate key, and so you need a function to resolve what to do. And so if we just resolve it with plus, then it's going to add the values at the keys that are duplicated. So let's try that. It looks like I've got my parentheses unbalanced. Let's fix that. Okay. There we go. So that when you say merge with plus 1 mapping to 1 and then 1 mapping to 2, then you get 1 mapping to 3. So I just added 1 and 2 there. Okay, so using that, what I came up with was to say as you walk through this thing, you just make a map with the next element as the key, and then 1 as the value, and then merge with plus. So it looked like you would reduce with a function, and the reduce function takes the map 1 and map 2, and then it would merge map 1, merge with plus map 1, and then M2 is probably the wrong, we'll call it N for next. So we merge the map with the, and then here's where we make a map. So we would say we're going to map N and 1, okay? And then we need to initialize for our reduce with an empty map, and then we pass it that sequence. And let's get our test data back in there. Okay, let's try that out. And there you see that gives you the right answer. So I thought that was interesting. I think the group by function is elegant and that it is very direct in solving the problem, and then merge with, you know, I hear a lot of people talk about how useful that is. So I think it happened to work out well in this case, and it's probably more flexible in terms of solving general problems. So merge with is a good one to keep in the back of our minds for future problems. So thanks for watching.